we're back. Let's get back into this. Case Attorney Trials and Tribulations. We are continuing on with case one and continuing on with Phoenix's testimony here of when he pushed the victim.
The guy he was talking bad about Dolly. So I kicked his ass. I lost my temper. I gave him a shove.
See, if they ever put Phoenix right in Smash, there's his move right there. We even got a full animation.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
He's 2D. I mean, maybe he does it. I know he's in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, so maybe he actually does do that in that game. But perfect. It's 2D.
Funny.
Yeah, no, he's a very silly character in that.
The moment I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there dead.
I thought maybe he'd stop being dead after a little while, but no, he didn't.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, that's right. I forgot you were doing Phoenix.
You bastard! Shut up. When I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby.
It would take some time to adjust to do some of these changes.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. See, I get to voice the Phoenix Wright. That's like, okay, no, the Phoenix Wright's always kind of a doofus. Never mind.
I was gonna say he's kind of stupid.
He's still an idiot.
I'm not stupid, but yeah, kind of is. Yeah,
the only person who's kind of an idiot right now that isn't later is Mia. Yeah. Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. When I pushed the victim. How many lines do we got here? Talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper. At the moment I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after, so we're worried, so I went back. It's 5 lines. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Yes, sir. Right now I need more info. Info that will help me turn up some contradictions. Okay. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you?
Said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is.
Anyway, after you said that, I just...
Okay. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail?
That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave.
Oh, okay.
He just said, she's a bad girl, and then started walking away.
She's kind
That
of
is
bad.
it.
She's a bad girl. I mean that in a good way. Oh,
That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. God damn, it really doesn't take much to fucking piss off Phoenix, huh?
right.
Give him a light, gentle shove to the chest with a gun.
Yeah. A light, gentle shove with the chest doesn't come with impact noises. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen.
Right, there was nothing like that at all.
Is it possible that you merely overlooked it?
No, I just hadn't cut it yet.
I guess it's possible.
Actually, there was this weird girl here. She actually looked a lot like you, Mia. Maybe she might have been your younger sister. She cut the wire. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness. A loud noise. Now, what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was.
How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been?
Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us.
When I snapped his back? When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding.
They made
God,
it so
that animation.
forceful.
Yeah. Give him a light, gentle shove. And that made him fall back like 5 feet.
Yeah.
God
They knew
damn.
what they were doing.
He fell right on top of it and it broke.
It went right up his ass. That's actually how he died.
Oh, God. It's probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? Did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. God damn.
Got him.
Fucking got him. And again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important to that testimony just now? Well... Of course it's important. This is it, Mia. The new information you must have been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. Okay, after I suddenly fell down, okay, so we can push this now. So, Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you are certain of this?
Yeah, I was right there under him. It was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself.
The umbrella, you mean?
Yeah, you see, I was wearing the sweater here. I only stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. Oh, I'm so sorry. Continue on with your testimony, witness. Okay. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away?
Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious.
Left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition.
Well, yeah. Like I said, I got worried about him later.
Went back, but he was just laying there dead. Yeah. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime?
No, nobody.
Geez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any funnier? In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Okay, yeah, so now we go back. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, wait, the umbrella after he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. So here's the thing. Pretty sure. Yeah, you can see the umbrella in the picture.
Yeah.
So that seems to not be true. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning?
Come on. If I'd mentioned that.
I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Order, order, order. The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want to present it as evidence immediately.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
Nonsense, it was up his ass at first.
That's true. I thought it was the murder weapon. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No!
I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It's foolish to think I could establish skill through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess. You have another witness.
Exactly. This witness testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right, she was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. So I guess I could start to relax on, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will.
Why do you think that?
What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why.
The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem. Ellie and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. For some reason, I need to pay her $50 every week. Because, you know, this is back then, $50 was a lot, you know?
Yeah, no, that's true, yeah.
Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side, anyway. One day, she and I bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Well, game 1 and 2, you know, we already know you're not. So, you know, just saying.
and we also know why. It was the small penis. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this."
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly.
It certainly is a
is
little bottle, all right?
It makes me so happy to show everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Dahlia's present borrowed. Okay. Anyway, after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating?
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Ew, get away from me. Please, give it back now.
Wow. You weren't far off. I get the feeling this is more of a one-sided relationship.
Yeah. I think he's the one who thinks they're in a relationship. In fact.
Yep.
She'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy."
Yeah.
That's at least how I see it going.
Yep. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, The day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago. It wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it?
Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you?
This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse.
What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving. Lord knows when Phoenix comes to me for help in 5 years, I won't do shit for him.
Yep.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though.
I mean, hey, he did try to warn you. She was a bad girl.
Oh, yeah. Which is still a good thing, right? We've
I mean, you know.
like, come on, man. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
Next person is someone who witnessed a crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
What the fuck? They really
Yeah.
went overboard there, huh?
What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
It's like, she hasn't even said anything, but I believe you.
Exactly. I can't believe he actually said that.
Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Okay, what do you want to do here?
Should I take her or should you?
I think we can go either way.
I guess, yeah, you could take her this time.
Okay. Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them down right down to size. I'll cut the balls off.
I'll bash you with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Also, she's like 20 years old. Guys, chill. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all.
It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor's all mine.
No, the honor's all mine.
No, mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever's on your mind.
Yeah, I'll give you my house or my car.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Oh my god. Because of the previous line from Mia, my instinct was to read that as milkshake.
Okay, was it not? I wasn't even paying
Sure,
paying
must-
attention.
I'm sure there must be some kind of milkshake.
Oh shit.
Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Okay, so she does. So they are like legitimately in a relationship.
Okay.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, all right, but she seems to be on your side, so maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah. Hey.
It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady.
Now he cares.
Yeah.
As old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth.
Wow, he has some professionalism. Holy shit.
Yeah, right?
God.
Please tell us the truth.
But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey.
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Okay, so this is... Okay, so... 1, 2, 3... 5 lines to go through, okay. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie, and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Right. Yes, that's gotta be it. Let it go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm going to have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry. Oh, how wonderful. It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes? Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me, to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area. Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. How else would you enter? Teleportation? So who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Fey.
Don't drag the witness down to your level. why am I being demonized here? Please, go on. What did you see next? Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. He never did a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony now? Save the game. That's what we'll do.
Not a bad idea.
Yes, I'm pretty sure we can contradict this. Because Phoenix literally told us that he pushed him. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. So let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never.
I wonder what her disturbing face is gonna look like. I'm assuming it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
Miss Faye, I would not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting.
Sorry. Okay.
Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, oh wait. I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. Okay. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
At that time, there was only two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. Funny. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I wasn't really watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Okay, last one. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they are all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. They knew what had happened. It's just that they all seemed kind of excited about something. It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students.
So did the students call the police?
Yes, I was so panicked. Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl. Okay, telling you a super obvious line, she knows it. Okay, yeah. Now we gotta figure out what the contradiction is. I'm gonna save again. Okay, so Plan to go back to Phoenix. Okay. Walking around the building. I didn't see the moment he pushed Doug. And then you think, okay. Anything that might contradict this? Oh, interesting. Fiction fell on top of his umbrella. Loud sound when this happened. Didn't see the moments he pushed. What did we get from the scene? So there's only 2 of them in the scene. That's it? Okay. Well, from... Maybe this, just because of the sound. Like, how did you not notice the sound?
Yeah.
Didn't hear. Oh, here it goes. I didn't hear anything unusual either. There we go. That's where we said that. That makes some more sense.
Hey, you lying bitch.
You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the 2 of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Well, may I have a moment to answer? By all means. I know the reason I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor? As you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec. Mia, that testimony just now, she said something that could totally change this whole case. Ooh, okay. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fay. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Yeah, it's nature's fault. Let's sue nature.
Yeah! I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't.
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fay.
Oh, wait, so sorry, I forgot you were in the room. Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? What is this evidence?
This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. It lost power because of the severed electrical cable. Power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle. Even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Oh, interesting. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? I could see the umbrella. Like maybe the umbrella like hit it before it hit the ground. Because he was holding it.
Yeah.
But because it's like it's that or it's Dahlia Hawthorne, which like we don't have any evidence to say that she did anything.
Yeah, yeah.
As of right now. So my thought is the umbrella. Or
I
a single
agree.
pill from the bottle of Cold Killer X.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that could be a possibility.
My attorney's badge. Okay. This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Or maybe I'm
Well,
wrong.
Your Honor,
I believe that the only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defense.
that was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor.
Ouch, that was harsh. Please, Your Honor, give me one more chance. I'm actually gonna save. Well then, let's hear it. I actually don't think I took damage from that. Either way. Okay, the old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 49 at 255. So he died at 3. The only other thing I can think of is that it was just like him being pushed into it. Nope, apparently not. Okay. Victim's watch stopped of death. Man, I really don't. Nope. Okay, well, I guess I can just try shit.
Yeah, at this point.
The pills. Okay, his... Okay, it was the... Okay, interesting.
What'd you
Honor,
choose?
It was the Mr. Wright's testimony,
Oh, okay.
where he talked about the Doug falling onto his umbrella. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that? The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Okay, so I was along the right lines. I just was not picking the right option that really described it properly.
Yeah.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. It was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged into the pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Well, that makes sense, and then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order! Order in the court! Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have... Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What? What the... Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge? Of course it's all right. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. The truth is, Amy pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping, and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
Oh, shit.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
That's when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination. And I think, once again, this looks like a good place to stop for the time being. So we're going to take another break and get to the cross-examination next time.